We back at it again. It's your boy Detroit Debo.
MF and Jen.
And this is
the Unwrapped Podcast. Yo, so, man.
Hey, look, it's heavy, man. It's heavy.
Yeah,
man.
yo, so it's like, it's one of those things where you don't even really know how to bring it in.
Yeah.
But, I feel like it's only right that we start out episode 8 by acknowledging the passing of Mac Miller. He was an artist who really, I could say, raised the generation. He was a part of like an era that is unforgettable. An era that I feel like really brought independent to the forefront and made independent cool, man. Yeah. It's really it's kind of heavy on me. My eyes watering just kind of talking about it, man. But
man, we're gonna keep it together. Jim. But I feel that though, man, because if you like what he did, first of all he was the first independent artist to go #1, right, with this album.
Well, not the first, but he was the first since Snoop Dogg. Because Snoop Dogg went #1 independent.
But would you consider that, was that fully independent?
Yes, it was fully independent. Okay. Death Row was a fully independent label.
All right.
Oh, you put the tissue. You gonna do that to me, man?
Good Kleenex.
Right, man. But no, he was the first artist to go #1 and sell over 100,000 copies. His first week.
The first week.
Since Snoop Dogg, since Doggy Style.
Okay.
So he did that with his first album, Blue Slide Park, and then he turned around and then topped that with his second album, and he sold just a little over 100,000. So he beat himself that time, which was dope.
I mean, and you gotta understand something too. Like when Snoop Dogg did it, everyone assumed that Death Row was a major label. I mean, as big as they were coming out in the heavy hitters,
at the time it wasn't important for you to be signed to a major. It was just important for you to be signed. That was like the thing,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So the major was cool because you would get like you get global or whatever. Yeah. But it wasn't that. It was just more important to be signed for you to be taken serious. But
right.
But like I said, Mac really raised our generation, man. I really feel that way. I got into his music in 10th grade with the Kids mixtape. The first song I heard by him was Nikes on My Feet. And I was like, yo, this dude is like really dope, man. Like really dope. And he was signed to Rostrum, you know what I'm saying, the same record label with Wiz. So that era of music, I really feel like laid the groundwork for like the popularity of being independent today.
Yeah.
Because you had Wiz, Mac, Currency, Dom Kennedy, Pac Diz.
That's what I'm saying.
The Cool Kids, like all of these artists, like Big Sean, like even though he was, he was always signed to good music, but he was just in that same class of artists, like Kendrick Lamar before, hooking up with Dre, like just TDE, like it was just such a time, man, and Mac was a part of that, so. And that's from, I'm 24, God willing, 25 end of the year. That's 10 years of music, you know what I'm saying, with him. So
I just feel
rest in peace, Mac.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. I feel like he really showed, other artists that you can hit a home run being independent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, definitely.
Like I say, like we say, Snoop Dogg and the Master P's, they did it the independent way. But it's like, who else can you really say? You know what I'm saying? Did it independently and that big. You know what I mean? Until recently, with Mac Miller, it was like a whole bunch of artists follow suit. You know what I mean? Before, it was like you say, it was just, if I'm signed, I'm cool.
Right, and then like Chance came after.
You know what I mean?
He's like the new big success of being independent. But yeah, man. So.
And then his music, man. What was his first his big mainstream hit? Because that's the song that I used to, man.
Party on Fifth Ave, maybe.
Man, I'm trying.
His first big mainstream hit.
I know it was on MTV Jams and it was on there all the time.
Probably Party on Fifth Ave.
Okay.
But
that's the song that really had. I'm like, oh yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
But I ain't even gonna front though. Like after that single, because I play football, so I was more so focused on football for a long time until after high school. You know what I mean? I used to listen to music, but it was only, the hits, like the radio singles and the mixtapes. You know what I mean? Wayne. But when it comes to Mac Miller, like I say, he was independent from Pittsburgh. It just wasn't heard of. You know what I mean? So after that single, I kind of didn't follow up with his career.
Right.
But I know he was talented. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I know he was good. So.
And he really touched a lot of people. So
yeah,
I don't want to dwell on that, too much. But it's just important to acknowledge that. So
yeah, we gotta acknowledge that, man.
Before we go on, man, let's have a quick little, moment of silence for Mac Miller on the podcast, on the Unwrapped Podcast.
All right, that's enough dead air. That's enough dead air.
You know what I'm saying?
That's enough dead air, man. So,
damn.
Shout out, man. Yeah. Mac Miller, R.I.P.
Yeah, man. So, and this is an interesting transition, but and less depressing, but more interesting.
Yeah.
White rapper news.
Right. Hey, look, it's a coincidentally, man.
What is the madness? What the hell is the madness going on with G-Eazy, MGK, and Eminem? I don't even know about the G-Eazy portion of it. Yeah. As far as I know, like MGK dissed him in a freestyle or something, or they always was going back and forth, but he just dissed him in a freestyle.
Oh, so that beef started with MGK popping it off?
I don't know. I don't know exactly how it started, but I just know like they was beefing first,
and then
M dropped the album, and then like it became M and MGK. Okay. So MGK is kind of in the middle of two different beefs at the same time.
Yeah, man.
But a lot of people feel like MGK got the best of G-Eazy. So I don't really know. Like do you know anything about it?
You talking about the G-Eazy and MGK?
Yeah.
No, I don't know anything about it. And that
I think Ed knew something about it. Did you? Because we was talking about it at the studio the other night.
I think it kind of got downplayed because of the Eminem beef coming into play. It's like, okay, who gives a fuck about MGK?
What about G-Eazy? Well, no, because it actually got a bit of attention.
Oh, I know it did, but come on, like the Eminem, like, you know what I'm saying? Like people gonna think about that way before they gonna think about G-Eazy. Shout out to G-Eazy. I'm just saying, it's the facts.
So Ed is about to give us a little insight on the G-Eazy portion of it. Grab the headphones, man. You never do this.
He be raw dogging, man. He raw dogging the mic, man.
Man, what? Tell me about it. So I will definitely be the first to let you know I'm not as abreast to the G-Eazy portion, but what I do know about the G-Eazy portion is MGK fucked this girl.
What?
Oh,
he cleared the throat. He cleared the throat out of him.
Right, like how you come in and drop a bomb?
Right.
Like, talking, I don't know much, but yeah,
but yeah,
that's more than enough reason to beef. Like,
right.
Yeah, it's crazy. I do know G-Eazy, he dropped a diss directed towards MGK. MGK did a freestyle on Flex.
Yeah, right.
MGK did a freestyle on Flex that did this G-Eazy. But to my knowledge, that's what I do know at the current moment with G-Eazy's portion of the beef.
I seen that Flex freestyle, man. I was definitely not impressed, man. Like,
right.
MGK, look, with the Eminem beef, the song that he dropped, what was it, Rap Devil?
Yeah.
That was hard. But that Flex freestyle, oh no. It's number 2 to O'Malley Sway.
Now listen.
I think he had one or two bars in there that was hard, man. Yeah.
But
we on Flex though.
But listen.
We on Flex. You gotta have money.
Listen, so I'll give you credit to that because I didn't see it, but like I'll be one of the first to say, like, going back and thinking about G-Eazy's, not G-Eazy, but MGK career and like him freestyling, it's never really been like overly impressive or that good. But he's a much better writer.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it was ass. I'm just saying like it wasn't. When you go on Flex,
as substantial.
Right. When you go on Flex, you expect to snap. Like it's a part of the
everyone
culture.
Who's been on there, yes, has
it's a
snapped.
part of the culture.
First of all, you're given like a month to come up with this freestyle.
Yeah.
So that is, you have no excuse to not come with the hardest bars. So I mean, it was okay.
I didn't know they got a month.
Yeah, man.
It's not
what the hell?
Hey man, look, hey, look.
Exactly.
If I gave away some of that,
but listen, there's no reason. There's no reason you shouldn't come crazy.
Exactly, man. A month.
That's how I feel.
And if I gave away some of the smoke and mirrors, I mean, it just is what it is. I mean,
I don't know though, man. I gotta play devil's advocate.
But Flex actually
I gotta play devil's
let that out.
advocate. I feel like I'm a realist, you know. I'm not dumb.
Right.
The freestyle wasn't, you know, oh my
Immaculate.
God, you know,
Right.
he's the greatest freestyle ever.
Right.
But I think there was quite a lot of substantial bars in his freestyle on that Flex.
okay.
But hey, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
All right. But look, switching back, getting off the freestyle, because we digressed a little bit.
And let's lead up to
Let's
the
get back to the spicy
Yeah,
shit.
the
You know what I'm
serious
saying?
stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
The
The
real
nitty
deal.
gritty. So, okay, so apparently he fucked this girl. Oh, yo, Rap Devil. Remember at the end he said, I already fucked one rapper wife, don't make me call Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, it makes sense now.
Oh.
Thank you, Ed.
It's real
Thank
so.
you,
Oh
Ed.
my
You making
God.
these bars clear, man.
Right.
See,
So,
see
okay.
crazy right now.
So
So I heard G-Eazy little response.
okay.
And I feel like it was kind of ass. It wasn't ass like pure ass like by rap standards, but I just feel like when you in a beef and you start throwing out like your numbers and like how much I done sold, like all of that, then at that point you done already lost. Cause it's like
We're not talking about numbers here, sir.
exactly like that's
We're
not that's,
talking about talent.
Nah,
man.
exactly. Like I'm coming for your neck, and that's
Yeah.
what we talking about. I don't give a damn about how much you sold. Like that's
no
all fine and well.
mathematics.
So
Right.
right. What you about?
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Cause shit, Milli Vanilli won the Grammy, right?
Yeah.
And they like was proven fake. So
Yeah,
what the
yeah,
the fuck is accolades?
They
at
got it
the end of the
snatched
day?
back. They got those Grammy snatched back, but they were giving out, man.
I
They
see.
pulled the okie doke, man.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like at the end of the day, accolades is fine. You know, when we compare resumes, but
yeah.
you know,
And if
what I'm
we're
saying?
talking about if that's the topic,
Right.
if we're talking about sales, bring that up.
Right.
But
you
we're
know
not
what I'm
talking
saying?
about that.
Exactly.
So it's like-
we come in, this is pure, you know, we going
Bars.
toe to toe
Yeah.
bars, like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, man. So
So we're gonna say, is it fair to say we all in the room feel like G-Eazy took the L on that one?
yeah, he took the L.
He took the L.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically,
Easy.
where I stand with the R is like Jeezy took the L on his response. MGK, in my opinion, is currently still holding the ball as the, I don't want to say winner, but
Yeah,
he's
yeah, right now.
currently as-
Yeah, currently.
currently
Yeah.
Because
as we
Eminem
speak right now
hasn't
on this
hasn't put that
podcast,
out.
he's holding the trophy.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And please believe.
Oh, it's gonna be.
What
it's
I
gonna
think
be
is gonna
interesting.
happen, yeah. What I think is gonna happen is Eminem is gonna just let this, let him ride his wave, ride it out. And he's gonna say something.
Well, actually, some executives
I
from
need him to
Shady,
come back.
They say
he
already
preparing
know.
a response already. So
Good.
But see, my whole thing is this, man. We all know.
we all know he can rap his ass
We
off.
all
but-
know he's gonna. But
So-
the whole reason why I feel like MGK is sustaining such a you know what I'm saying, such a spot right now as like you said, holding, winning right now, is because he's the only rapper that I could think of who actually even clapped back at Eminem.
They got the
Exactly.
balls.
And
yeah.
it was
That's
good.
the thing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
somebody
You know what?
stood up to the big bad rapper.
Yeah, there
in
you
the
go.
game, you know?
So you know what? Like MGK said, let's talk about it. So
I don't feel like I don't feel like he could really take an L.
MGK.
I don't feel like he could take unless
That's what-
Eminem knows some
and that's-
It's
dirt.
kind of like back
But
when you
that's-
was in elementary school, man, and that bully, keep messing with you, and you finally stand up to him. It's
Yeah.
like,
Right.
what's up?
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what I was thinking. Like, what does he really have? He has nothing to lose, but everything to gain in this moment. Like, because even
Precisely.
if
You're
Eminem
right.
responds
You're right.
and he does kill him,
Yeah.
he never was popping like that according to people anyway.
Yeah.
So what difference does it really? I'm
What
shining
difference
bigger
does it
still because
Right,
Eminem
right.
already just put a light on my career.
Right.
So what L do I really take here?
All he has to do now is, I would say, drop a solid. You could just drop a little EP,
Yeah, a
solid
solid
one.
project, yeah.
and
keep
now
the
you,
steam. Keep the steam.
That's
going.
all you got to do.
Right,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
really show people that not only are you know what I'm saying, you willing to stand up, but
Exactly.
you really got that skill
Exactly.
too.
So
Right.
just like what you was telling me, how Eminem tried to ban him from Shade for 5, and you know what I'm saying, all that situation over there.
Guess
It's like you helping him. Now you're helping him.
okay.
All right, cool. So
We just gonna go to a quick little break. Our guest is here, so we're gonna go let her in, and we're gonna continue this spicy little subject
Real
and
spicy.
get her a opinion on it.
Her opinion. Let's do this.
All right, y'all. So we back with our very special guest. I want to introduce this young lady. She's been a good personal friend of mine for some years now. She is the creator of Jars of Perfection, What You Know and Love, something that I hold near and dear to my heart.
That shit is
You know what I'm saying?
Man, what?
Shoe game been crazy since.
Crazy. Come
Shoe
on now.
game been crazy
Talk
since
about
we
it.
was
Stop
fucking
talking about it.
teenagers.
Stop
Hey,
You know
look, she
what
got
I'm
on her
saying?
feet right now.
Top
though.
threes on my feet right now, baby.
I could not be talking about anybody else but Brittany, her souls.
Her souls.
Her souls. A lot of people don't even know that that's what my Instagram means. Her souls. Her
Yeah,
souls.
right,
you know?
right.
People like, what is it? Her soulies? Her what is that? What is that? It's like, come on, man. The
Her
soulies
soulies.
shoe. Do y'all know how to
You
spell?
Right.
You got to do the homework. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? She was.
They
she
don't
was
know
in
it.
that shoe.
All they
listen.
know is the cakes.
Hey,
man.
but look, what's so crazy is like, it's her souls. So I didn't know. I knew what it said,
Right,
like her
right.
souls, but I didn't know like the meaning behind it. But he told me.
Right.
He like, man, she just her kick game crazy. That's what she known for. And I'm
I've
like,
been
okay, that makes
collecting
sense.
shoes since I was a kid.
Okay.
Rest in peace to my father, but he
Sorry to
helped
hear.
me a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Showing me what the kick game was. He had you know what I'm saying, the playoffs, aka breads, with
Yeah.
with the
Right,
niggas that
right,
don't know about shoes,
Yeah.
call them the you know what I'm saying,
Right,
the
right,
playoffs
yeah,
though.
yeah,
You feel me?
right,
The
right,
playoff
right.
11s from the
Yeah,
90s. You feel me?
yeah.
And from then on, he showed me about shoes, but as well as the meaning behind a lot of the shoes. And that's what people that wear shoes don't even know.
know.
They
Yeah,
don't know
exactly.
why he wore what when he wore it in the game,
Right.
what it meant to him,
Yeah.
why the colors were what they were. You feel
Okay.
me? People just don't know that stuff. So I just appreciate my dad for teaching me, you know what I'm saying, everything behind the shoe, not just, because that shit look good. You
Shout
know
out
what I
to
mean?
Pops,
Okay,
man.
right.
That's the
Yeah.
right way.
Yeah.
That's the right
Shout out
way.
to him.
You know? Because
That's how
I
you
meet a
bring
lot of
them
girls that
up.
don't know, you know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's
I
what's
mean-
crazy.
Girls, they be like, oh, the niggas got them. Like, they cute, I guess. They cute.
Yeah.
I can't stand when a girl comes
And you
up
know
to me.
what's
Oh,
so-
them cute, bitch. Get out my face.
He's fired.
What's
No,
so-
he's
what's
fired,
so-
ho.
What's so crazy is not even a lot of the niggas know it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
niggas
saying?
don't know
So,
neither because I
you
done
know,
had to argue with niggas even about the playoff term
Right,
versus
right.
breads. No,
Right.
these are breads. No, these are breads. No, they're playoffs.
Right,
Every
bread came
colorway,
later.
Right.
every colorway of the retros, one through whatever you want to go up to, all of that basic colorway is called the playoff.
right.
And guys don't know that. Guys or girls, most people don't know that. But if you don't study the shit that you fuck
Yeah,
with,
yeah,
I can't
yeah.
respect
Right,
you.
yeah. So,
You know what I mean?
you know what I'm saying?
He
That's
put me up too, cause you know his shoe game.
Oh no,
man,
me
too.
and Pat,
So-
man, me and Pat go so far back. We
Yeah.
listen, we'll kick it about
Yeah.
whatever. You feel me? But
Yeah,
definitely,
Them
when it comes to
shoe
the
game
shoes,
discussions crazy.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
serious. It gets serious because you know, you feel me? It's just like anything that you may be interested in. You definitely want somebody to have the knowledge of it before they get to talking to you about it.
Yeah,
Because they'll
most
fuck around and tell you,
Yeah.
oh, this is wrong. You talking this, you saying this. Nah, I'm right.
Yeah.
You hear me? You just ain't did your research. You just
Right,
doing it
right.
for play. You doing
Yeah.
it
You
for
get
fun.
passionate
Just
about
like
that shit.
you feel me? Just like
Right,
people
right.
want to be cool on Dragon Ball Z or you know whatever else. Motherfuckers just say what they see. They don't
They
really
don't know.
study it. They don't
Yeah,
understand. And then not even that, they don't know the foreshadowing and the shit that's behind,
Yeah.
the
Right,
shit
yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah.
clear,
That's
the
true.
shit
They
that's
don't-
not
they don't
clear.
give
You know
people
what I'm
none of
saying?
that, man.
They don't understand the meaning, the message that's even going into it. They'll say, "Oh no, they said this." I said, "Nah, but they meant that."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's really about.
Yeah.
You
Crazy. All of
gotta
that shit go
gotta
right
think.
over their head.
It do.
All of that.
A lot of shit go right over people's heads. And even in rap, you feel me? Like.
Whoa.
Man, the way
See,
people pick
that's a
their
great
beats, the
segue
songs,
right there.
the
That's a
songs
great
that people
segue.
pick, the
Right.
people that they put
People
on their
don't be
songs,
tapped in
they don't
with
get
it,
it, man.
man.
They don't be tapped in at
Today
all.
they not. I feel like our generation is the last generation who really like is tapped
Even
in
some of the
with-
metaphors motherfuckers don't get. It's like, how did you
Yeah.
not get that? It's
Right.
like, y'all gotta read one word from the dictionary every day
Right,
or
right.
something. Like, y'all niggas don't even
People
understand
just
it.
don't. People don't even put that much effort into the music no more, man. So
They don't
you
put
know,
that much effort into their
Yeah,
own
yeah,
life.
yeah.
How we expect them
For
to do
real, for
anything
real,
else? You
for
know
real,
what
for
I'm
real.
saying?
Right.
Like, come on.
Fact.
Nah.
Because the music
So-
is a reflection of your own life and what you're going through.
Yeah,
Right.
It's
truly,
like-
truly.
So if you just nah, I ain't gonna even play it like that.
No, play it.
No,
Play it
no,
how you
take
want
me
to play
there.
it,
No,
my
no,
nigga.
no,
Play it
take
how
me
you want to
there.
play it. You
So
know what I'm saying?
no, man. Piggybacking off of the shoe thing, like I like people who like really like into the shoes. You know what I'm saying? Really like take their time and learn the culture behind it and
definitely.
take care of their shit.
Definitely.
But
Right.
I'm rough on shoes, so
Right.
I like Jordans. But the only Jordan that I really can rock and it be straight and it stay crispy like is the 11s. That's how it is for me personally.
Man.
But like
11s
like,
is mostly a hype beat shoe to me, dog. I ain't gonna lie
I
to you.
mean,
Only
So
because
what's
the
your shoe
11s.
then? What's your
Listen,
shoe then?
listen. I don't have a shoe. I'm gonna tell you
Okay,
why.
I respect that.
Because I collect what I like.
Right.
I'm a shoe collector.
It's hard to pick
I'm not somebody that just buys anything. I don't buy every Jordan because every Jordan not sweet to me.
Mhm.
And every Jordan don't have that meaning, like you said. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I mean,
right.
I'm wearing Saucony. You feel me? I'm wearing ASIC. I'm wearing Jordan, Reebok, Nike, whatever that I like is what I wear.
I like that.
So it has nothing to do with, this is my favorite shoe, because if I was to narrow the maybe 200 pairs of shoes that I have, I'd be lying. I'd be lying. You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, because I mean, you got to say, we got Kobe's, we got LeBron's, and this is just under Nike, right? So you say, I like Nikes. Kevin Durant, KD, Air Max, and even Air Max is 97, 24/7. You know what I'm saying?
So many different
95s. You got so many different varieties. Air Max. You know what I'm saying? It's just you can't choose. I don't understand how anybody can say I have a favorite shoe. I can't trust you. I can't trust you, bro. I just can't. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? Being who I am, and I just feel like shoes, and they're embedded in me. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Even when it comes to Adidas, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas just don't know. I can't even. Niggas just don't know, bro.
She tapped in. What that bell at,
she tapped in.
Ding, 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 ding.
So, a quick
this ain't WWE, this UFC, baby. Stop playing with me.
Come on now.
So a quick little transition. Before you came in the room, we was talking about, you know what I'm saying, I want to get it back to, you know what I'm saying, you was talking about rap. You know what I'm saying? And how people don't put that much effort into their music.
They don't. Not even their beats.
Not at all.
Nah.
But it's funny you said that, because we were just talking about, you know what I'm saying, MGK and Eminem beef. Right before you walked in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before we get too far, let's see what you got to say about that.
Now, one thing I can say is that when MGK made the first tweet back in 2012, he did say Haley was hot, but he said, but I'm not gonna get too disrespectful because Eminem is king. Right. He did say that.
Right.
So I can't take away from that. You feel me?
Right.
And I gotta give Machine Gun Kelly props, because he's the only motherfucker that ever came against Eminem. He's the only person that let his balls drop. The only person that let his balls drop. Man, niggas ain't let their nuts hang. When I tell you, people think that Kamikaze was something where Eminem was dissing people. Eminem been dissing motherfuckers since the beginning. That nigga told fuck his mom. That nigga said fuck my mama. So if I can say fuck my mama, it's fuck anybody else that walks this earth. Anybody else that breathes the same oxygen as me, that has blood, anybody. Fuck y'all.
But no, that's why MGK gets so much respect, because he stood up to him.
He definitely stood up to him. Now, honestly, as far as the song goes, the song was not as hard as it could have been to me. His reply to Eminem was not as hard as it could have been. Okay. He could have done way better, especially because you don't really get a lot of beef with the white rappers. You know what I'm saying? And you had it where G-Eazy and MGK was going back and forth.
We touched on
that. He got that swallowed up, man.
Who, MGK did or G-Eazy did? G-Eazy did.
Yeah.
And honestly, to me, G-Eazy is more of the, I want to play with these lyrics. I want to have fun. G-Eazy not a battle rapper.
Right.
He can't really go. That. But his songs bang harder than MGK's do. Sure. You feel me? Because even looking on social media, you can see MGK. A lot of everybody on there shit. I ain't heard this motherfucker since Wild Boy.
But see, that's
you know
the
what I'm
thing,
saying?
though.
But be honest though.
That's kind of a segue into a point though, because of that whole blackball situation.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. So is it his talent that didn't shine through, or was it because of that blackballing?
Yeah. And blackballing is serious. Motherfuckers don't know that blackballing is serious. If people say don't fuck with him, people really mean don't fuck with him. You gotta look at how many people wasn't fucking with Meek Mill till last night. Till last night. Now, I fuck with Meek Mill. Like, I think the shit that this nigga gotta say is dope. Coming from the slums, you feel me? Doing what he gotta do. Meek Mill is going hard. Even Meek Mill coming and taking T Grizzy with his pussy ass. You feel me? I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. Man, people in Detroit don't fuck with T Grizzy like that, so it's hard to
after that whole JR situation, I think that's right about that.
Hold on.
I've been on the Meek
Wait a minute.
man. I'm trying
oh my God.
Flag on the play.
Pause. Rewind. We're not gonna just move over that.
I was trying to, you know.
No.
Hey, look.
No.
Hey, let's talk about it.
This is the right.
I ain't sorry.
Yeah, let's talk about
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
Like
Come
MGK
on,
said, let's talk about it.
Let's
man.
talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
So wait a minute.
Let's
Wait a
talk about
minute.
it. Come on, Brittany. Let's talk
Wait
about
a
it.
minute.
Let's
This
talk
is the
about it.
Unwrapped Podcast. We unwrap this shit. So
It's good.
Rapping like
It
it's
gets
on
real.
Christmas,
Let's
baby.
do
What's
this.
up?
Hey,
what's up with that? You know
I mean,
what
you
I'm
feel
saying?
me? Just a lot of shit that goes on with people that T Grizzly used to fuck with in the city and that he's not necessarily fucking with no more. And niggas that's dying off. You know, I'ma just leave it at that because I don't wanna. I'm not no snitch.
So we not talking about. So we not talking about the music.
Not the music too, because I mean, okay. I fuck with T Grizzly because I fuck with his grind. You hear me?
Right.
Anybody that can get out of prison
And
and
then
make
rise
it
to
big
where
within
he
365 days,
Yeah,
and we all have the same 365
Yeah,
days,
right.
I have to respect that. And I do definitely respect T Grizzly as a person, as an artist, for sure.
Right.
I just have a lot of friends and associates that don't necessarily fuck with him off stuff outside of the music. But I can say, me as a person, me, Brittany Gregory, being who I am, I definitely can respect the hustle. As a hustler, I can respect the hustle.
Right.
You know
And
what I'm
that's
saying?
facts, though,
and I
man.
definitely
Come
fuck
on,
with
man.
Meek Mill for picking T Grizzly up too, because they done got songs. I mean, Beef hits. Beef is a motherfucking banger. I ain't taking no beef.
Yeah,
we ain't throwing no flags. You feel me? I fuck with that shit. But you feel me? Just as far as, you know, when it comes down to your character, outside of what you do as a professional, you have to make sure your character stays
Let's
strong.
just unwrap
And
this
that's
a little
that's
bit,
what's
though.
that's
Let's
what's
just
bigger than me. Your
unwrap
character
this a
gotta
little
be
bit.
100.
You said that
do
people
good
in the
business,
city
for
don't
sure.
fuck with T.
A lot.
A lot
A lot.
of
That's what I
people-
hear. You feel me? Like,
Let's
damn,
unwrap
people,
that a
even
little bit.
even
Talk
people,
to us.
even
Wait a
people
minute.
that will go to a party and say first day out and get hyped just because it's hype.
Right.
But it's all about what they had to say to you at the end of the day. That's just like people. They could fuck with my jars heavy.
Yeah.
Right.
But if they don't like me as a person, they'll have a lot to say.
They can fuck with what
feel
you
me?
do, but
They
not
can fuck what I
necessarily
do,
fuck
but
with
not
you.
your character.
Right.
Your
What
you
character,
stand for.
your word is bond.
Right.
You feel me?
Okay.
Your word is bond. Who you are, it is gonna make more of a difference than what you do at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, honestly, y'all, if I was a good ass person and my shit was nasty, people would still fuck with me just because of who I am. Like, damn,
Yeah.
she real as fuck.
That's how
I
it
gotta
work.
support her. She real as hell. But listen though, if I had good stuff and my character was nasty, damn that bitch a bitch.
Yeah.
I can't fuck with her.
Can't fuck with
She
her.
she an asshole
Hey.
to everybody. She this, she that. Niggas wouldn't even fuck with my shit even if it's
So
good.
this
you
is
know
my
who I'm like
question,
that
though.
with.
This is my question though. What are we saying is T
Restaurant.
Grizzly's character?
Oh yeah.
Come on.
So,
You feel me?
What
A
are we
lot of
saying
people,
is T Grizzly?
you know,
Right.
and y'all know me.
See,
I
'cause I
repost
thought
all
that
the
you was
bullshit on
coming from an
Instagram.
angle- I thought that you was coming from an angle where you were saying people didn't like necessarily fuck with his music like they said.
They don't fuck with his character, so it's
Yeah.
harder to fuck with
Okay.
his
Fuck with his
music.
music.
Right,
It's
okay.
harder
So
to fuck with
so
his
it's a
music.
trickle
So
effect.
let's
You have-
unwrap
you
that
have-
about
So
it.
let's
got-
talk
you
What
about
is
that.
it about his character that is
Let's
people
talk
ain't
about
fucking
They
with?
don't like his character as far as some of the people that he used to mess with,
Okay.
or even some of the situations where he could have had people's back a little more. You feel me? That's kind of what I'm saying. But and
Okay.
it's not even me knowing him personally. I don't know him personally at all. It's just from people that I
You know
know.
people who know him
Yeah.
personally.
And
Right,
people that
right,
know
right.
him,
Okay.
and they're like, oh, you know, he has something to do with this. I can't fuck with him because of that. And that takes away from the music.
Yeah.
You don't ever want to do anything that takes away from people
No.
fucking with your music because you want them sales, especially from your
Especially
city.
in your
You know what I'm saying?
hometown,
And that's
your
what I'm saying.
hometown.
Because, like, listen, I was in New York back in July.
We're
When
gonna
I tell
talk
you,
about that too.
the people that's out there, when I tell you, even 6ix9ine being a troll like he is, motherfuckers out there, I went to hella bars. They fuck with his music because they're from his city. They like, we from New York, we fuck with 6ix9ine. We don't care what they gotta
Yeah,
say
it's
about
just
that
that
nigga.
loyalty.
We fuck with Nicki, they don't care. We don't care what they gotta say about this, anything. It's Brooklyn, it's the Bronx, it's Queens, whatever, we fuck with that. So anybody being from Detroit, you definitely want them to be, I fuck with you no matter what, just like Big Sean.
Yeah.
Big Sean still make sure he come back. Oh, I'm gonna do for my city
Hell
because I
yeah,
need.
dog.
You
Shout
need
out
these
Big
niggas.
Sean, right?
You
Shout out to
need.
Big Sean.
You
We talk
need.
about
Shout out to
Big
Big
Sean
Sean
all
for
the
sure.
time.
Shout
You
out
need
to
the
him,
people that's
man.
from your city because at the end of the day, if I'm a rapper, right, I'm from Detroit. If I go anywhere else, if people are online saying, nah, I'm from Detroit and I don't fuck with her souls, it's gonna be like, damn, well, why should we?
Don't want
people
Why
right.
should
Yeah,
me?
what's the
Why
relevance?
should
What's
myself?
the relevance?
Why
Why
should
should I?
myself? Why should myself in Atlanta, Philly, California, whatever, fuck with her if the people in her city don't fuck with her?
Right.
That's the big thing. So you need the people from your city to be on your side. It'll make it harder. When people are from your city are going hard like that, it's like, yeah, damn, they city fuck with them, the music good, yeah, why shouldn't I?
Right.
But when it's like you see motherfuckers on the Shade Room or gossip blogs like, yeah, I'm from Detroit and fuck her souls. It's like, damn.
Right.
Well, what makes me want to
Why
fuck with her
should I?
then? The people
Yeah,
from her city, because
exactly.
people from her city probably know more than I know.
The people, because
So-
the people from your city get the first impression of
Right.
who you
Right.
are. And if they don't fuck with you, it's like, oh yeah, I know I can
They
do
seeing
that
you
shit
at
with her.
St. Andrews. They seeing you at Bullfrog when you trying to
Yeah.
get up there.
So look,
So why I want to sell out the Barclays Center?
Right.
For what?
Right. So I want you to clear this up for me. I had seen not too long ago you had a little situation at your at the store.
Yeah, for sure.
And you touched
I know
on
exactly what you're talking about.
You said
What's
a customer came in and you know they said that they was displeased with the service.
All right.
They
So I'm gonna tell you one thing. I already know what you're talking about, so I don't even need you to finish. But listen though. So I'm gonna tell y'all this. Number one, how many bad things have you ever heard about my business? just be honest with me.
To be real, I
100%
mean,
honest.
I haven't heard nothing.
All right. So I'm gonna come in and say this. When you go to Foot Locker, the manager on duty, do you expect them to speak to you? If another employee speaks to you?
I expect for that sales associate to sign to the floor.
But listen, whether it's the manager or the sales associate, did someone speak to you?
Right.
Did someone give you a good time?
Right.
Did someone pick out the shoe that you wanted? And if they didn't have the shoe that you wanted, did they find another shoe for you?
Exactly.
Did they have your size?
Right.
Did they apologize? Were they sympathetic?
Mm-hmm.
Did they check you out? Did they give you the deal of the day or whatever was going on? Did they tell you to have a nice day?
Yeah.
Now, if that sales associate did that, does it matter if the manager did that?
Hell no.
Not really.
All right.
Because that sales associate represents the business.
Okay,
exactly.
All right, so now giving you that analogy of another business, let me take you back to my business. Number one, the day of that day, I was literally coming in, dropping off extra stuff because we had already sold out for the day, right? Mm-hmm. I come in, I'm sitting to the side with my baseball cap on. Literally, when I come in my business, I don't wear wigs, I don't dress up, I don't wear none of my shoes. I literally sit back and observe just because of who I am. People try to, peep me out and things like that, and I'm not even, to me, I'm not nobody. I feel like I'm just me. I've always been me. If you like me, that's cool. If you don't, then fuck you. You feel me? I'm just Brittany. Right. So I come in. I got my baseball cap on. I got my Fresher hat on. Fresher brand. That's my cousin. Right. The Fresher brand on Instagram. Shout out to them. That's my baby Melody. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Yeah. I rep her to the fullest. So I got on my hat brim down all the way over my eyebrows and my little ass eyes. And I'm on my phone chilling. A customer comes in. Her name is Melanie. She's been a customer for a very, very long time. And she came in. She's like, hey, girl, what should I wear to the Beyonce concert? So she sits next to me in the chair that I'm in. And she's asking me, she's showing me outfits and everything. Then the other flat-faced ass bitch that decided to tweet about me came in there. And I'm just being honest because I don't like people that will, I don't like people that will try to fucking down somebody.
Yeah,
listen.
That's a hashtag.
So, listen, flat-faced ass bitch, period. Fuck you talking about. So I'm sitting there, I'm talking to Melanie and everything. I'm like, oh, those shorts with those boots look cute, whatever. Right. Now, when the other girl came in, maybe she thought that might have been a friend of mine, or but it actually was a client. The girl that just got done purchasing items, but decided to sit down and talk to me. Mm-hmm. So whether you thought whatever it was, it doesn't matter.
Right.
So she comes in. My assistant says, hello, how are you? We have this, we have that, we have this. What would you like to buy? Oh, this is your first time. How are you? Nice to meet you. Whatever.
Providing excellent customer service.
Exceptional customer fucking service. Right. And she comes in and she gets everything she needs. Have a nice day, everything else. Au revoir, bitch. Bye. The fuck? Right. Okay.
So she was expecting more? That's the problem?
That's my purpose. So then fast forward. That night, 1:55 a.m., people are sending me. I got times because you think the people that don't rock with me don't fucking rock with me? You think the people that don't rock with me wasn't on Twitter sending me that shit? You feel me? And I open my phone, on some notifications going crazy. What's people sending me? People are DMing me on Instagram. People are DMing me on Twitter. People are texting me. Damn, this girl saying such a... Need I remind you, just like before I told this story, what did I ask y'all? Have you ever heard anything about me? Right. So you think my customers that roll with me, like, hold on, what's this?
So it's like, we ain't heard nothing up to this.
Exactly.
So what's going on?
But like I just told you the story. So now that I've told you, okay, I'm sitting there talking to another client, what would stop me to talk to you? The only reason I would have stopped that conversation is that I was the only one working in there that day.
Right.
Because somebody was helping you and you were good. And if my assistant would have did something wrong, I would have stopped in the middle of that conversation. You ain't doing this right.
That's what I'm saying.
But since she got taken care of, it did not deter anything.
Exactly. Nor why should it?
After getting those messages, I go to look on Instagram. Go to look on Twitter. People that know me and already went and dragged this bitch. She done fucked around and deleted the tweet. Because people are like, but what's the purpose? Why would she have to speak to you if you got... Because her tweet literally said, I would never go to Jars Perfection again because the owner did not speak to me and she was right there. She did not acknowledge me, but her assistant was nice. So you're admitting that you got great service.
Man.
You're admitting that you got everything
Great
you
customer
needed.
service.
Everything that could have went white. The only thing was that you didn't want to, that I didn't speak to you.
And she didn't mention that you were engaged in the conversation.
See, listen,
Right.
That go back to what me and you was talking about earlier this week. Like, this is a part of that participation trophy generation. Everybody want to be acknowledged and accepted. Like,
and the
bitch,
thing,
you got good service.
the thing
What more
is,
you want?
anybody who knows me knows
when you
I'm that
walked
bubbly
into
person.
that business, what you wanted, you got.
Exactly.
Man.
Right.
That's
And
the
the thing,
story.
honestly, guys, I'm not going to lie to y'all. The thing that pissed me off the most was because she said in a tweet, I'm giving you my money and you didn't speak to me. Pause. You motherfuckers really feel entitled to shit. You're not giving me money. You're giving the business money for a product and or service.
Yeah.
So you cannot get that confused.
You can't because
You're
you want
not
the
getting.
crack.
Listen, it's a difference to say.
need
You
my
feel me?
fix.
It's a difference to say, Pat, here's 20 bones.
Right, you
You
know
feel
what
me?
I'm saying?
But if I say I'm buying I'm buying I'm buying this water.
Uh-huh.
I'm getting this water for the money
Right,
that I
it's
got
a product
versus
being
me
exchanged.
giving you money. It's two different things.
Right.
And people
Right.
get that confused. People act like they're doing you a favor. If you don't want to support me, do not.
Man, look, man.
If you don't want to support me, just
Hey,
don't.
moral
It does
story,
not matter.
She came to Jars of Perfection to get some perfection in a jar. She could have went to Sweetheart Bakery. She could have went.
Sweetheart Bakery, give me
Kroger.
chocolate. Shout out
You know
to Give
what
Me
I'm saying?
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Shout out to, you
You know
feel
what
me,
I'm
Shenny J's Kitchen.
See,
Shout out
that's
to
all,
True
man.
Story. Shout out to Cakes by Renee.
At
Shout out
the
to
end of
Bake
the
Savvy.
day,
You
she
feel me?
came
Shout out to,
Anybody.
shout out to Tasty Pastries. She could have went to
Hey,
them.
yo.
Anywhere.
She could have went to them,
And
but
I
she came
respect,
to
and I
you.
respect that you just sat here and acknowledged all these different businesses.
Yeah,
You
all the
feel me?
businesses that I listed, know I mess with them. When I tell you, I love being able to have another bakery to refer when I go out of town or I'm too booked.
Okay.
I love that. I
That's
love
smart.
that. I love that we're all in a different market and we're able to say,
And vibe
Hey.
off each other.
definitely. When I tell you I love being able to like shit, where's strawberries on sale at? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Exactly.
honestly, you love being able to have that, and I don't get how people will beef in other people in the industry. The only time I get beef in the industry is if it's rap, because I love to see that rap.
Yeah.
But other than
And
that,
that's-
you feel me?
yeah.
Especially in a city like Detroit, we're such in a crab and a barrel mentality. It's great to see people that support each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've always been very supportive because at the end of the day, I've never competed with anybody but Brittany. I've never competed with anybody but Jars
Nor
Perfection.
why should you?
Right.
And why should I?
It really
It's
don't
never
make
been
no
competition.
sense, right?
You know what I'm saying? And honestly, Pat could do cakes and Pat could be 1,000 times better than me, but guess what? I done locked down my motherfucking market and I'm good.
And that's
Yeah,
what it's
and
about.
you got your
That's
own.
what
You
it's
have your
about.
own.
Listen.
Putting
Security.
that foothold
Right.
into your
You
market.
bring your own flavor to
Always.
the
You have
business.
to be-
Flavors.
You feel me? Right, you bring your own flavor to the
And you have
business.
to be
Like,
secure in what you're doing.
Listen,
you know
and
what
it
I'm saying?
comes from being a secure person, being secure in your mind, being secure in your business, being secure and being confident. When people aren't confident in themselves and aren't secure in themselves, whether it's looks, whatever in themselves, they
Right.
can't bring that into their business.
Okay.
So when you're secure and confident in yourself as a person, you can bring that into your business. You can say, oh, I'm not competing with anybody. It may be people out here that may look better than me, do better than me, whatever else, but guess what? I still got it on lock.
Right.
And if you don't have
I
that
do this.
in yourself as a person, in your own mind, you can't bring that into your business because that's the second person.
yeah, you gotta have that.
You can't take care of two people. You can't take care of one.
As long as you know you got that quality, man. Like it's you good. You
And honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Even if you ain't got quality, some people shit look horrible, but guess what? They got clients.
Yeah.
Right.
And
And
like
as long
you
as you're
said,
confident in the clients that's gonna come bring you money, shit.
yeah.
Well, that
That
Right,
go back
yeah.
to what you said, the type of person you is too. Like you said, you might not have the quality, but I mean, they mess with you.
Yeah, they fuck with me because I can't sit here and say I got the best cake in the world, but I can go on my Instagram and say best jars in the city, and my customers fuck with me.
Your shit good.
Right.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Your shit-
And I mean,
your shit
honestly,
good,
though,
bro.
but honestly though, my shit is good, but I cannot
I
sit
see what
here
you
and
said.
say my
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
is the
yeah.
best in the city. But what I can say is, I'm confident.
Right.
Right.
I'm
As you
confident
should
whether
be.
it's the best or not. I'm confident,
Yeah.
and I love my
You
customers
have
to
good
death.
product.
I show them appreciation. Matter of fact, today I'm having a buy one get one half off sale of jars, just because I fuck with my customers so heavy.
Look,
I fuck with my
hey,
customers that heavy because
hey,
they
man,
show me
throw
so
that
much
plug in
love.
there, bro.
You
You
feel
know what I'm saying?
Say it one more
But
time for the people in the back.
buy one get one half off jars today all day.
So what
But-
what actually
So-
like inspired you to name the business Jars of Perfection?
All right. Let me break this down for you. Okay. So I've been baking since I was 12 years old.
Okay.
Since I was 12 years old, I've been baking cakes, and my mom bakes.
Okay.
So I used to help her.
Right.
She used to, say, all right, Brittany, I need 2 chocolate cakes. I need this strawberry. I need this, that. And she would pay me so much per flavor or item that I did. Whether it was cupcakes, it was cake. For cupcakes, I got paid this much. If it was cake, I got paid this much. Banana pudding, I got paid this much. Peach cobbler, I got paid this much. So I would do it every weekend because, of course, I was younger. I was in school. Right. So every weekend, Friday night, I'd get out of school, go to sleep as soon as I got out of school so I can get up early on Saturday. Bake all through the night. And when I got up and then it got to the end of the weekend, my mom would say, okay, now how much did items did you make and how much did you get paid from those items? How much am I supposed to give you? Before she gave me money, she would ask me, how much am I supposed to give you?
Right.
Definitely. So then, I'm like, well, I did this many times, this and that. This is what I get paid. Then she would turn around and ask me, okay, now how much did you make an hour?
Ooh.
So now I have to do even more math.
Right.
Right. So now I have to do even more math because it's like, okay, I have to go through and I have to figure out, okay, right, I did this many cakes. I did strawberry, I did chocolate. She pays me this much for this. Okay, it took me this many hours to do it. This is much how much I got paid. And that's why I fuck with my mom so heavy because she taught me that at an early age. Right. And that helped me because no matter I did cakes or whatever I did, shout out to my mama.
Shout out to Duke,
Shout out to my fucking mama, man.
Shout out. Because a lot of people don't have that.
Shout out to Mama Souls.
Yeah. Mama Souls, Mama Jars, you feel me? Shout out to her because she taught me that at a young age. My mom taught me algebra when I was 7.
Okay.
So from then on, doing math was like a piece of cake. A piece of cake. So, that's the type of stuff that helps me. And, I was able to tell her, she said, okay, you get this back. And then even being young, if I messed up, no, Brittany, it's this,
right.
And trial and error is everything.
Right.
It's everything.
That's how
you can't know success without no
right. I don't get how people try to act like they don't fuck up. Man, when I tell you I fuck up cakes to this day. Mm-hmm. But it's all about I had a teacher that told me, you're only so good as you can cover up your mistakes.
That's facts. Because like you say, everybody is trial and error. You're going to make mistakes, but how
you're
you
definitely going to make mistakes. And how you cover them and bounce back and still give exceptional service is what makes you who you are.
Right. You use the mistakes to perfect your craft.
Yep.
And that's what brought me into cakes. And I actually, because you asked me, I remember what you asked me. You asked me how did I come up with Jars Perfection. Mm-hmm. So fast forward to back in 2015. I had a girl that had sent me a message on Instagram. Hey, I see you do cakes. I want to do a business, but I want you to come on because I see you're really good at them. Because even still, up until 2015, I was helping my mom.
Okay.
It seemed like you had it
2015.
Though.
2015 is when I started Jars Perfection. July of 2015 is when I started Jars Perfection. But
so a little over 3 years old now.
Yep, a little over 3 years old. 3 years and 2 months. And when she hit me up, I'm like, I never thought about doing cakes. I mean, it's just like I always helped my mom. I never thought about it as a profession. I never thought of being, because my mom is like the Jackie of all trades. Like my mom does stand-up comedy. She does cakes, and she still works for the state. She's like 10 years plus.
Stand-up comedy?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to get into that.
Yeah. Let me say it again. Yeah. Shout out to Dukes, though.
Shout out to my mom, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Hold on, so you said she does stand-up comedy?
She works for the state.
Works for the state of Michigan.
And she also does cakes.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
And she been doing cakes since, I'll be 24 next month. So pretty much about the time, maybe 24, 25 years. She's been doing cakes.
And, how long has she been doing comedy?
Comedy, it's been, I want to say 14 years. 14 years. Because I know she celebrated her 10-year anniversary maybe a few years ago.
So that's where you get your silly side from.
Listen, me and my family, you can't sit somewhere and not have a comeback for somebody coming at you.
Yeah.
So I'm always able to, like, you want to play, I can fry. Yeah. Like I can do whatever. Like, listen, we can flour it up, season it up, and I'm gonna fry the shit out of you.
Let me tell you.
Like anytime.
Hey. When I'm getting on the gram, it's one person I can always expect to have some shit.
Dog,
and that's you. Like, I don't understand.
I got Detroit news. I got the memes.
Oh,
I got anything
this brings me to the next point, man.
Right,
hey, look. So look.
Because you always got the T on everything.
You always got the T. You like TMZ, man. Like, how do you...
You gotta really, really, really take take pride in the people you connected with. You know, like the stuff that you have outside of Instagram, because a lot of people take pride in the people that they know on Instagram. If you don't know them in real life and they can't get you things that you may need, it don't work. It ain't a real connection. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like me, I fuck with people that can tell me shit, tea or whatever else, but you still come to buy cakes and we still can hang out and do whatever else. Fuck all that Instagram shit. I don't give a damn about Instagram. If I ain't got Instagram, the shit is still pop. You feel me? So that's really what people need to learn. You gotta get connections. When you get connections, they gotta be stronger. Your connection gotta be a quality connection.
So you know the elephant in the room right now at this moment. What I'm gonna lead this to. How did you get the connection with the whole Jasmine? And shit. How did that come about? That was a lit situation.
But you said Jazz. Wait. You said Jazz and what?
And the whole situation with
he don't even know the girl
name. I don't know the girl. Yeah, come on, fill me in, fill him in. Let us know something.
So listen.
Because all I know is somebody got accused of fucking somebody.
Yeah. I mean, the situation started out.
Everybody know about it right now.
I mean, the situation started out because Jazz posted everything to her Instagram about her and her former at the time, best friend Amber. You know, her name is Aubrey Nicole on Instagram, but her real name is Amber. And the thing is,
like that,
because people get confused.
I had to think about it.
Once again, when you know more people than people know on Instagram, you know.
Nice to clarify that.
And that situation happened, and I think Jazz really didn't understand the heights that certain things could go through by her posting that on Instagram. Just like me, if I post my personal business on Instagram, I need to expect many people to feel a lot of different ways about it. Right. You know what I mean? Some people are going to feel negative. Some people are going to laugh about it. Some people are maybe mad. You just have to really expect that when you put something out there. Because then, when so many people like it, y'all have to think, have people forgotten about the Explore page? When you get so many likes and comments, now you're getting into a market that may not even be people from Detroit. So not everybody's going to have a comment, and everybody's going to have, you know what I'm saying, just what they have to say, how they feel. And then it may even go down to how they feel about you as a person. But when you put things like that out there, exactly, that's my whole thing. When you open that door, pretty much anybody can walk in. When they see that light on the other side of the door, what's over there? People have to, really realize that, and that's why I'm mindful about some of the things that I post on Instagram. There's a lot of stuff that you won't know about me from Instagram because I'm very, very careful of what I post because I know that if I don't want to hear Pat saying this about what I posted on Instagram, I'm not going to post that shit. You don't need to
post it, right?
I'm not going to post that shit. Because if it's going to have, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, it's certain stuff that I post that will get a negative connotation. I mean, whatever. But if I know that I don't want to deal with what comes on the other side of that, I'm not going to fuck with it.
Right.
Period. Right. And I think Jazz Jazz thought that most people were going to be very, very sympathetic and empathetic to how she felt about it, and some people weren't going to see Amber's side. And some people weren't going to, talk down on her for posting it and things like that. I think she really, really thought that people were just going to kind of come for Chaz and come for Amber and not necessarily come for her or say what they had to say about her or even argue with her. And I think that's where she messed up at. I feel like if she couldn't handle everything that came with it, then I wouldn't have said anything. But I mean, at the same time, in that same sentence, I will say, because I am who I am, I can't tell anybody how to feel. Right. And I would never tell anybody how to feel because if I was in that situation, I'd have posted that shit too. Fuck that bitch.
But I just feel like it go back to
fire,
like the Jay-Z Holy Grail whole concept of that song. It's like basically when you enter something, you gotta know and
what
be prepared.
With it.
You took the clothes on my back and I let you.
Come on, man.
And I definitely get that, but like I said, nobody can ever judge a situation unless you were the one in that situation. Because if you know what I'm saying, you and Pat are best friends, and a girl that you used to fuck with, or your baby mother fucks with Pat, and then you and Pat become best friends and come and do this podcast together, and you find out that Pat used to fuck with your baby mama, you might want to punch Pat in the face.
Right.
I mean, be honest, just because he did not tell you, not because he fucked up. So that's what I'm saying.
Now, if you
cannot say how you would feel, but that's the thing with them.
That's the
point with them. But that's what I'm saying. You got to get that foreshadowing to come and make that message. Right, and don't let it go over your head. So what I'm saying is, the reason why Jazz was mad was more so because she did not have the choice. if she was gonna mess with this girl or not.
You know.
When Chaz and Amber did whatever they did back in the day, or whatever you want to call it, years ago, etc., it was more so that they did what they did, but then when I became your best friend, you did not tell me. So you can't tell somebody how to feel, because some people, you know, Pat may be chill, but you may be like, nah, nigga, you got me fucked up. So, you know, that's why I say, number one, she didn't know where it would go, but at the same time, I can't tell her how to feel because she acted out of emotion. And I can't, as a female, I definitely can't say that.
Yeah, you for sure should have told your friend. You should have told her. Like,
because, like I said, they weren't cool before that. Like, they might have been associates or even seen each other, but they weren't best friends at the time. So finding out when somebody's your best friend, now it's like all bets are off.
Right. And then that goes back to what we was talking about, you know, a little bit back in the week, where we was talking about how people respond to beefs in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, people say, "Oh, that's too far." Like, they took it too far.
Yeah, you can't tell nobody that.
You can't tell nobody how to respond
because you don't know how people are. I mean, even people's signs. If Mercury's in retrograde, you don't fucking know what's going on with somebody,
exactly.
or even what's going on in their life. You know, somebody losing someone big in their life, or lost a job, or shit isn't going good at work, shit isn't going good at home. Their parents are pissing them off.
Right.
You know, money is tight. They're not making their bills. You don't know what else is going on with somebody outside of what the fuck you got. You're not that important.
And then to my point, you can't tell somebody how to respond to some shit that you start.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you just said, she didn't have a choice. So it's like, you're not giving me a choice in the matter. So don't tell me.
If I even want to become your best friend, if I even want to ever speak to you or know you or anything else, so you know, spending money on her as a friend, hanging out, we're going out of town, we're doing this, we're doing that. You know, Jazz introduced her to Cash Doll. Everybody else, so now you in Cash Doll video turning up with us on the boat in the water, like what's up? So you know, you never wanna feel like I did this much for this person, and this person never would have reciprocated that to me.
So why do you feel,
or I gave so much authentic,
or Amber didn't tell Jasmine? Like, why?
She was having so much fun. Shit.
It's like,
bitch,
so,
we lit, it's fun, turn up, I want to be this bitch friend.
Some people really have that mentality to where it's
people
like,
do have that mentality. Because you got to think, there are people that have never been lit in their lives. There are people that have never had fun friends. There are people that have never had friends that would spend money on them or anything else. They don't want to let that shit go.
Or so, do you also, it might have been a possibility that maybe
you going to sit up. How you feel?
Maybe she felt like,
or she feel like it would have hurt her feelings.
Like,
yeah, of course. Because why wouldn't it? Because just like I explained that analogy to you. Do you even got a baby mama? But if Pat did that shit, you'd be mad, right?
No, but look, see, it's the type of person you are, too. I'm a realist. So it's like, okay, you hit her before I met her. All right, just tell me. So I know.
Right, but you see how you said,
you get what I'm saying?
Tell me.
Yeah.
You my
but
man,
had you not known, y'all been on a podcast for 3 years, hanging out.
But you know what?
Family,
also,
been around the baby mama, still never said nothing.
Yeah.
How would you feel about that?
Yeah, see,
I
don't have she
done dropped the girl off. They done been together, came to his house, her house, whatever. She ain't never said nothing.
If it's just my girlfriend, I'll be like, but if it's my baby mama, then I'll be like, bruh.
Yeah, what about Junior, bro? What about Junior? I started a life with
What about little people out here, man? What about little
damn, bro?
No, but so yeah, like, I don't know, man. The situation, like I said, I don't know the whole the complex of the situation, but I just, you know, from the outside looking in, I just feel like, just personally, I feel like Amber or Aubrey, whatever her name is, should have told Jasmine. You know what I'm saying? She should have told her. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the whole thing, you know. And then,
but I understand the different reasons of why you may have not told her. But
it's one of those sticky situations where you just kind of
when you sit at home in your bed and really try to think like, damn, I'm really in a catch-22 ass situation.
Right.
If I tell this bitch,
it's like,
she gonna be mad. If I don't tell this bitch, we ain't gonna be friends. So it's like, you know, you definitely have to think about that.
But she probably looked at it like, if I don't tell her, it's a possibility that she won't even ever find out. We can still have fun. We can still turn up. Like, so it's like, be friends. I'm going with this one.
So, you know what I'm saying? It's just, She felt like it was probably a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, like I said, a catch-22. That's how it always
It was
goes.
lit though, and we appreciate you for keeping us up to date and posting everything.
I swear, you like the local shade.
I mean, anything I know, I'll definitely tell anybody just because everybody wants to know. And I mean, people, and that's what kind of pisses me off too. A lot of people are trying to act like they're not with gossip or not with seeing what's going on. Motherfucker, you want to know what's going on.
So right. And I look at it like you said, once that door is open, Jasmine had already started posting stuff. So it's like, okay, it's free game now. You done let the whole situation out the bag. Right. So now if I post, it ain't even, it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's just adding.
And I'm not going to lie to y'all, even after that situation happened, my friend Mary and Jazz ended up getting into it a little bit after because Mary had made some posts.
You saying something about that.
Yeah, Mary had made a post. It was kind of like, these girls that are cute and popular are, becoming vixens and they fucking up the game because you can be cute and popular without having to be a vixen, without having to be, revealing or anything of that sort. Right. And Jazz that came and posted stuff on her post and they kind of got to arguing back and forth and things like that. And, I just felt like I said, once you put it out there, people are going to say stuff about it. You can't necessarily attack people for what they have to say because you have given people an opportunity to give their opinion. Yeah. And, that's just like I said, you'll never see me saying certain stuff about myself because if I'm not comfortable with someone wanting to reply about it, I'm not going to post it. You know what I'm saying? If I post myself in a motherfucking crop top knowing I got a gut and people call me fat, hey, it is what the fuck it is because guess what? I am chubby and I got a crop top.
I always call that gut a love gut.
I mean, but I'm saying honestly, but I'm saying like it's nothing that I could get necessarily offended about because I put it out there.
Yeah, right. I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? If I was to go and get my gut sucked out and get an ass and post my pictures, and people are gonna be like, "Damn, this bitch didn't when it got surgery got an ass." That's something that I done put myself. You know what I'm saying? Right. People are just gonna talk about it. And even if you don't put it out there, people still gonna talk about you, especially if people know you and want to say something.
It's just a part of life that people gotta accept. Like everybody, people gonna always have.
Yeah, definitely. And that's kind of what people have to realize for sure, especially being in the limelight and having followers. I've noticed a lot of stuff because, like, honestly, just like the situation that you brought up about the girl coming into my store, if I wasn't who I was supposedly on social media or even having 30,000 plus followers, nobody would have cared about me speaking to them. But just because it's something that you can go on social media to talk about, it makes it better to be like, oh, I could talk about her because she has followers and people are going to care about this. So that's what you have to realize when you even get into that limelight and get into having followers, people are going to be like, oh yeah, like she got 30,000 followers. I know people going to be sending this to her and it's going to be a big thing because she is who she is. And honestly, you may not be nobody. Compared to some people, 70,000, 100,000, a million, whatever, I'm kind of nobody. But having that little following, it impresses some people. Yeah. So the people that it impresses, it does open that door for people to be able to talk about and say what they want. Mm-hmm. So, she has this many followers. I got like 25K on my business page. I got like 30 plus on my page. So it says, all right, I'm going to say this about her and now I'm tearing down a business. And I know people are going to care because now they're looking, this page got...
Not at all, because like you said, like, people know you. Right. So it's like, you can say what you want to say, but I've already made my
But even then, you have to think, I'm not going to lie, there are people who may have saw that post that may never come to me because of that.
Yeah, so, you know
that
what I'm saying?
That may never come to me because of seeing that tweet. Now... If we want to be honest, the numbers on my side are going to be better than the numbers on her side. But you do have to think there are people that
it did a little slight.
It still will have a little impact. It still will have a little impact. That's just like if today somebody posted, let's just say Qdoba, a rat and Qdoba stuff, right?
And that happened with Chipotle.
Right, Chipotle. Yeah. But just say Qdoba as an example. You have people who are like
going to Qdoba.
You have people that are diehard, that are diehard Qdoba, but you have people that have never been before, like, oh, hell no, I would never go there.
Well, look, because that's real, because I'm a big Popeyes fan. Like,
and I haven't even been back to Popeyes. And that's me just as a person. I'm going to be honest. But that's why I said I don't blame those people who wouldn't come for seeing that. But, I haven't been to Popeyes since. I was out of the country, out of the state, at the airport, still didn't go like, I can't fuck with Popeyes.
Yeah, I don't know.
But see, it's also like more so like a factual thing. Like Popeyes was factually proven to have infestation.
Yeah, it was.
Your business. That situation was more so like my word against hers.
And then it was
then you got people who might have been in the store who can vouch for you.
And then you also got to remember that was just a one-time situation. It wasn't a reoccurring thing.
It wasn't.
You know what I mean?
But even with Popeyes, nobody ever heard about them having roaches before. That was one time, but still, guess how many customers?
True.
Yeah.
But here's
that's what I say.
But the difference though is like Popeyes is like this.
Never make it to the news.
Well, maybe, but what I was about to say is Popeyes is like this
I'm dead serious about that.
Oh,
yeah.
I ain't fucking with Popeyes. They be choking me and shit with them biscuits. I'm straight.
That's what I'm trying to get at though. Like Popeyes is a big ass franchise, so you already know like people ain't like taking their job serious. Like look at how they be posting McDonald's and how it be looking behind the counter and shit.
Oh my god.
So
but
I can only
too, like
imagine
McDonald's,
what it's like as a chain.
Their marketing and everything that they do.
Man.
McDonald's does not have the best burger out here.
No,
But they sell the most burgers.
Yeah,
of course.
But
You know what I'm saying? It's just that tried and true thing. You know, the business been around for so long and it's such a respected name that people
let's go to
always.
You hungry?
With
McDonald's.
Yeah. There you go. Like,
it's truly
the
a
first
household
thing.
name.
Fuck
Right.
McDonald's.
You
That
feel-
shit nasty as hell.
as shit.
Man,
Like, it's
what?
crazy. Because when you were a kid,
Chicken tenders, y'all tried them. Chicken tenders, man, them things is death.
Bro, I can't.
man, bro, it's just.
The day that you see me in the McDonald's line, just know I'll turn it to Pookie off New Jack, bro. It's bad for me,
The
bro.
day that I see you in the McDonald's line, I'm thinking you signing your own death wish.
For
I
real,
feel like
man.
you may be saying, fuck myself, I don't care about
I
my life.
can't
Fuck
do
life.
it, dog. But so what's some of the like notable names that you provided your services to in the city?
Yeah, like who have you sold your products to that you got?
That we might know.
I mean,
Cause I'm pretty sure you might not even know. Cause people might come by, pick it up for somebody.
yeah, and that's the thing I can say too, because I've had people from the radio stations get stuff, but the person that was getting it wasn't the person that came.
Yeah.
So I can't really say, honestly, just because I know there are people that have tried my stuff and things like that. I mean, like, I've done cakes for, like, Mazzani's, people like her and stuff. I've done her birthday cakes a couple years in a row and things like that. Yeah, so, I mean, but she wasn't the one who got the cake.
Right.
I mean, I met her a couple times at different events, but she wasn't the one who got the cake. Or when I remember one year, it was her birthday a couple years ago. I dropped off the cake and she wasn't there, but I just put it on the dessert table. So, I mean, I can't say for sure.
Okay.
Just because I've seen stuff, or I've even seen pictures where I didn't get tagged and it was back there, but shit they paid for, so I don't care.
Right, show the love.
Show that love.
If I get my money, I never gave a fuck. But I'm just
Right.
saying that.
Hey.
I'm just saying that because you have people.
Checks over stripes, money over recognition.
I mean, yeah, honestly,
but you get them
I
tags, man,
definitely.
that's gonna lead to more money. So tag, man.
Not necessarily though, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you have people who have these followings that just love them and love them and love them, which is fine. But a lot of people have followings that don't turn into money. They have followers that turn into followers. I mean, I have 30,000 followers. I mean, do I make $30 million a year? No. But I have people that love me and follow me. Some people never bought nothing, but they just love me. You know what I'm saying? So you have to think of it the same thing. Even if I had 1 million followers, that doesn't mean you have $1 million.
Because like you said your business page has
25
and your page has
30.
So
and more people want to follow me because of who I am versus. And don't get me wrong, that does turn into business, because when I started my business did take off quicker because people like me for who I am. And then when they taste the product, it's like, oh, it is good too. Yeah, we fuck with her. But it doesn't equate to the dollar.
That's what when we came and picked up the jars from you. That's what he told me on the way there. Like, man, it's my dog, man. And this shit crack. So
yeah.
So sticking with the business, I just.
But I bet you that inclined Pat to want to try it more because he knew me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If it would have been anybody else, it would have got overlooked a little bit.
It would have been like, it might be good, but I don't know. Like,
right. So sticking with the business, what was the concept behind like choosing the name for the brand?
So the name, because like I said, I started with my mom, so I already knew how to bake. I got on Instagram, and a girl had mentioned me, sent me a DM right around DM starting like a few years ago.
Okay.
Back in 2015, hey, I see you bake. I got a business. I want to get it off the ground. I think, me and you could be partners. We could do this. We could do that. I'm like, okay, cool. And when I started, I noticed that she wasn't as skilled in baking. Like, she had a passion for it, but she wasn't as skilled. So I kind of just told her, she wanted to bring me more people on the team and everything. And I was kind of like, I'm a one-woman show. I can do this. Like, I don't need anybody. And it wasn't anything about being disrespectful or not that I didn't care for her or anything else. It was just more so like, I like doing this, and I don't need anybody else. And I still love her to death. Like, we still follow each other and talk, and she still congratulates me and everything else. But I just kind of told her, like, I'm good. I just think it would be in my best interest. And I told her this, I think it would be in my best interest for me to do this by myself. And it took me a couple of days to try a name, and the reason being, every name I came up with, I looked it up on Instagram. I looked it up in the state registry and everything else because, of course, you want to get your LLC. Make sure nobody can trademark your shit. And it was like the names. I mean, but it was bullshit, like Brittany Bakes and Cakes
shit.
by Brittany. Stupid shit.
Brittany Bakes.
Yeah, like, and then I ended up, I was just like, these jars, they're perfect, like perfect jars. I'm like, nah, I don't like that. I'm like, jars perfection.
Got a ring to it.
I like that.
Do.
I like that. I like that a lot. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I got to looking that shit up. I made my Instagram page so motherfucking fast.
so
as soon as you saw that, it's like, oh yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, and honestly, I can say I probably went about 15 to 20 names before I came up with that. But the names that I went through were basic. And that wasn't what it was meant for me to have.
You ain't want to come on
it wasn't meant for me to have those names, which is why they didn't work out for me.
Right.
Because when I look up names, I mean, when I tell you I'm on Instagram, I'm on Google, I'm on Twitter, I'm on everything. Because you never want, okay, I'm Brittany's Bakes, but there's a Brittany's Bakes in Atlanta that only has a Facebook.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you had to look up everything. So that shit took me some time because I'm looking through everything because there are businesses out here.
Absolutely sure.
There are businesses out here that only have Twitters. There are businesses out here that only have Instagram, only have Facebook, only have a website. They only have a website that don't even have social media. So you definitely have to do a very thorough search because then you don't want to get successful and then you go to trademark your shit and somebody got it.
Right.
So you got to look through everything.
Or they try and sue you because they came
Exactly. Even if they ain't open no more, they'll still sue your ass. So you want to look at Google, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everything you can possibly look for. Especially Google because Google will be a more overall search, but you still want to do it more in depth of each social media website. And then when I came up with that, it was just like, I hit the ground running and I started sending people from my page. I'm like, oh, follow Jars Perfection if you want to see cakes and blah, blah, blah. And then that's the thing, too, that I think a lot of business owners don't realize. You want to separate shit. Because there are people who follow me because they like me and then still want to see my business. Right. But there are people who like, I only like the cakes. I don't give a damn about this bitch. So you definitely got to separate it. So I made that page, hit the ground running, and I was cool.
So this one I'm curious about. You done had your business for 3 years. You catching fire. At this moment, can you answer this? What's one of your best-selling products?
Strawberry shortcake cheesecake.
Strawberry shortcake.
The jar or the slice. Either one.
Okay. Now, getting back to, you know what I'm saying, you came up with the name.
Uh-huh.
Did the name inspire the product? Because at first, when we talked about it, you know what I'm saying, you said you've been doing cakes with your mom since you was a kid.
Yeah.
But what made you decide, like, okay, I'm going to put this in a jar, like, and this is going to be my stuff?
Okay, honestly, the jars isn't something that my mom taught me. The jars are something that I kind of came about more so with the internet plus myself. Because even some of the jars that I saw on Instagram, like, the jar thing, I saw it, like, on Pinterest and pages, like, in Australia and other things as far as, like, different things later in the jar. And I actually used to work with a girl. She used to do jars. It's, like, only cake jars. And I used to work with her because I was trying to, like, I was too scared to do it by myself. This was even before I became Jars Perfection and everything, years before that. And when I started to look at it, I'm like, everybody's doing this, but I can do it better. Mm-hmm. I can do it way better. And I know how to do cakes, and I know how to do desserts, and I could, like, blow this out the water. And I came up with the idea to, like, kind of layer stuff in a jar because a lot of the jars that I seen, people were just kind of, like, putting stuff in there. Right, they weren't, like, clean layers. And that's what kind of... And that's what kind of... And that's what kind of gave me the whole perfect, perfection, perfect idea. Right. Because when you look at a jar, it's a perfect layer of graham cracker crust, a perfect layer of strawberries, a perfect layer of the cheesecake, then more graham cracker. Everything is literally a straight line.
That is what I noticed.
You know what
so that's what where the perfection idea came from because it's just like it looks perfect in the jar. It looks perfect in a jar.
He's over there right now making love to one of your jars.
Listen, Pat used to bang jars out front of my mama's house. That's before I even moved into my own house.
Look, when we came by and grabbed some, right? This is my first time having a jar. He grabbed two. I grabbed one. Man, on the way back to his house, he smashed the whole jar. And if y'all know,
and I'm gonna be honest with you, because the jar that you got was a 16 ounce. The jar that Pat used to get was almost this big.
Whew.
And I used to bang them bitches.
So there were 32 ounces, double the size of the one that you got.
Two, bro.
And he used to buy 2 big ones almost this big.
64 ounces of great.
So the jars I sell now are 16
Great
ounces.
cake. Oh my
They're
God.
16 ounces, so they're about maybe this high. The 32 ounces are double that. Pat used to bang one of them. He used to buy 2 and bang one before he left.
With extra strawberries.
Extra strawberries every time. Extra strawberries on the top. On the bottom, right above. On the top, right above the cheesecake, and then on the top.
That boy
right
Pat over there
the dessert.
salivating like,
Yeah,
oh.
boy. I need
Pat been around for a long time. Pat is I definitely am very, very appreciative of Pat and all the service that he has given me over the years, because even before I got big, like, he's like, what's up? Like, I need a jar. And that was before I even had my own spot. Like I said, I was at my mom's house. Because when I started back in 2015, I literally was in my mom's house making shit.
Mm-hmm.
So still living with my mom. Only open certain hours because I didn't want to be too disrespectful.
Right.
So definitely, I mean, there are people who didn't know that may have supported before, but Pat is somebody that I definitely can say that has supported.
And that's why, you know what I'm saying, I felt like it was important to have you on the show, because we here, you know, at the Unwrapped Podcast, we don't want to just give it up to, you know what I'm saying, just rappers and producers, you know what I'm saying, and singers. You're right, you know what I'm saying, we got to give it up to our business owners, our entrepreneurs, our young politicians, everybody who are here grinding, because it's all a part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like we just said, you know so much about the city. You know so much about what's going on the scene, and you got one of those products that just make you keep coming back.
And then you're a young entrepreneur.
Yep.
So it's like, and that brings me to the next point. Like, what's some advice that you would give to like a young up and coming entrepreneur?
To all the young entrepreneurs, I definitely would say you want to put your all into your craft. I think people half-ass a lot of shit, and that's why they don't succeed as much as they could, because people think that. People literally look on Instagram and Twitter and like, oh, they're doing this. I can do this. Cool. Like, but they don't really realize the stuff that comes behind it. When people look at me and say, oh, she makes dessert, people think of me and like, oh, she's up in her 30-inch wig with the apron on, with her Jordans on, and she's just making cake. No, I'm wig off with whatever the fuck I had on yesterday, and some Nike flip-flops, you know, and I've been up since 3 a.m., you know what I'm saying, doing everything, and people don't realize the time and effort that it takes to do everything. So I would say, if you want to become an entrepreneur, know that it takes a lot out of you. Know that you're going to get challenged. You know, don't think that it's just, you know, a hop and skip and a jump, because it will never be that. Never. I don't care what you get into. It would never be a hop, skip, and a jump. And I think that's what people.
No peaches and cream.
Yeah. People think it's peaches and cream with a tall can of cold whipped cream swirling on top like a Dairy Queen, like a little Dairy Queen swirl on top, and it's not that.
And I'm glad you said that, because that makes me, you know, think. Was it instant success? Because I know you said that when you first got started, your following and you being a cool person helped you already.
It definitely did, because, you know, people honestly supported me because I support a lot of people.
Okay.
And I don't support people expecting the reciprocation. I never done that, because I support people because I just think it's cool. Like, I just like, oh, you have a good shirt? I like this shirt. If you have this, I just like it. And, you know, and I also think that we're supposed to sow our money back into each other. So if we don't sow our money back into each other, how the fuck am I going to get my money back? But, you know, it's never been for reciprocation. And I think people definitely get that twisted with supporting people. Oh, people say that Detroit is a crab in a barrel. All right, well, let me go buy stuff from other people so they can buy stuff from me. No, never done that. Because that's not a realistic way of thinking. Because you have to, people think, oh, I'm going to go buy this, and then in that same breath, people are going to buy this from me.
That's not how it works.
People, you may come and buy something for somebody, and they might not come and buy nothing for you for a year later. So you definitely can't be looking, you cannot be looking for that, you know, as reciprocation at all. And you have to mean it.
Right.
Literally. I mean, and no big word, you have to mean it.
I always tell Pat, like, you know, I like to support people because, you know, like, where we come from, that ain't going around.
That shit ain't
sweet. You know what I'm saying?
No,
that ain't sweet. It's considered,
that shit ain't
you know,
sweet.
Dick sucking.
It's considered dick sucking. Be honest. Come on now.
Yeah, so
dick sucking.
You're 100% right.
Yeah, that's what it's considered. But it's like, I also tell them, like, look, man, if I ain't rocking with something, if I go to another state or another place, they'll never know it. You know what I'm saying? Just because they come from where I come from and they grinding. So it's like, I'm gonna be like, yeah, bro, I rock.
You don't want to knock their hustle.
Yeah, I rock with them, bro. Check them out, woo woo. But deep down, I might not be messing with them, but I ain't gonna stop their hustle. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. I feel that viewpoint.
And honestly, because when I first started, I didn't have a following as big as I have now. Like, I was way under 10K when I first started. I probably had like 6,000 followers when I first started. If that.
I think I got hit at 10K.
Yeah, if that, I think it was maybe 5 or maybe even 4. I didn't have a lot of followers at all, but, you know, just going and doing events and meeting people. Because even if I did an event, like where I had a table like that, I was selling my stuff, I would go over to other tables. Hi, like, my name is Brittany. I do cakes and I see what you're doing. Oh, you sell sunglasses? Well, I don't really have much, but I'm going to buy a pair of your sunglasses just because I want to support you and I see what you're doing and I respect what you're doing.
Okay.
And I think that kind of stuck to people because they're like, wow, like, I mean, she don't know me, but she willing to spend $50 on me because she likes the idea of what I'm doing. And that's when you really support people and really mean. That's why I said you got to mean it. Mean that shit. Yeah. When you mean that shit and you really give people love, not knowing them or anything, it really pushes a soft spot in people. Like, oh wow, like,
and
it gives, and then it even gives. I'm gonna ask you a question in a second, but it even gives other people more confidence. Because, like I said, you have to have confidence. A lot of people that have business don't have confidence.
Right.
When you have somebody that comes up to you and you're like, oh, like, I love this and I love you, and people are like, wow. If this person that doesn't know me loves me, I can do anything. So it helps more people have confidence. It helps more people, you know what I'm saying, embed other stuff that they might have never seen into themselves. And that's what I really like. Like, you know, I do events and people might say, oh yeah, like Jar's Perfection, oh, she gonna sell out, blah, blah, blah. But best believe, even if I'm selling out, I'm walking around every table trying to see what I can do. You know what I'm saying? I might have made a couple $100, but I probably spent about $100 at the event back into everyone else, just trying to make sure that everybody else is good and make sure everybody else knows that they got some good shit.
Yeah.
So, and that's and when you build a strong network, and like I said, if I ever want to throw an event, I know that I can reach out and get people to come out and definitely people to know, like, oh, I'll sell my shit because she supports. So I know the people that she has come out will support. But
and then you're gonna have quality that come out.
Yeah, you definitely have to.
You rocking with it genuinely.
And then another thing that I think business need to do, and this is gonna answer your question in the same breath, when you have a business, you need to repost your customers.
Yeah, man.
You need to repost your customers a lot because that's what helped me get an out-of-state clientele. Reposting and when people see, like, wow, like, she's reposted all these customers. I got the little prop visual sign and everything like that. I have the person who made my signs, his name is Prop Visuals, prop_visuals on Instagram.
Shout out to him.
And I have my signs that people can, to get their jars, they take pictures, and everybody's happy. Right. And so when you have clients to repost, that helps your clientele because then people are like, I could post all day. Like, our shit is good. Come buy it.
Right.
Until you have people and at names, you have to have at names. Like, I have to be able to say, at her souls bought 10 jars and she liked them. Yeah. Versus, we sold out today. We sold out today. We sold out today. When you have real people, it makes it. You know what I'm saying? More realistic. Let me say.
You need authentic testimonies.
People want to see this.
You want it to be more realistic for sure because when it's more realistic, it gives you, it gives you that, like, warm feeling. Like, okay, so they're not going to scam me. But honestly, not even funny, but honestly, that's how people feel. Especially out of town because it's like, I don't know this person. I don't live down the street from this person. I can't catch this person on a regular day.
So it's confirmation.
So I was going to say, the confirmation.
It gives that confirmation. It gives that.
How do I know Brittany is going to, is that real deal?
Exactly. So, I mean, like, I went to New York back in July, and I was able to take deposits for orders. Because people are like, okay, she's not going to scam. I want this, I want that. Because I told them, okay, I'll be in Brooklyn for a week on this date to this date. And people placed orders and placed their deposits and then came and got their orders when I got out there. But it's all about people being able to trust you. When you're in business, you want people to trust you with their money. People are busting their ass for their money. People are busting their ass for their money. Why the fuck should I give $1 to you? Yeah. Why?
That's facts, though,
Because just like me, I mean, honestly, even me being a business owner, I bust my ass. Why the fuck would I give you $1?
Yeah,
exactly.
You really, really, really have to give me a reason.
Show your worth. It's a
you know what I mean? Situation. To want to spend money with you. So if you can't give people that reason and can't give people that that, you know, you got to really give them, make them feel like they can trust you.
Give them that reason to spend that dollar, man.
Yeah,
like,
definitely. Definitely.
I mean,
I don't want to spend money with you. I don't care if you posted hats and jerseys, okay? Like, that's cool.
They
but
proving themselves.
but
you know
are people wearing your shit? Are people comfortable with the quality?
Yeah.
Are people comfortable with the price?
Right.
I want to see that. I want to see customers on your page. I want to see you reposting customers and tagging their Instagram. I need to make sure they're in a fake page.
Right.
Shit, is this shit real? Shit, I bust my ass for these couple dollars I made.
You go to the ad page,
you gotta
dig it in.
What is it? A legit check? You know what I'm saying?
A legitimate check and an investigation.
So you started to speak on something I got a question about. So starting to talk about other states. Unwrap that for us a little bit. How did you start to market your product to other states? How did you start getting that word out?
What a lot of people don't know about Instagram and Facebook is Instagram and Facebook have built-in tools to show you who looks at your stuff.
Wow. Yeah.
So when I go into my engagements, I look at my engagements, I see who's looking at my stuff. If I go on my page and I go, okay, let me go on to Instagram, and both of my pages are business pages, right? Okay, cool. So I go in, okay, let's say on Jars Perfection, they have insights, okay? I go into insights. So right now, it can show me how many profile visits I've had during the week, how many website clicks I've had during the week, which is me, my Jars Perfection website that's on my page. How many people have clicked on my email from the page? How many people have clicked how to get directions? Because, you know, my email is on there. My address for my shop is on there. And my phone number is on there. How many people have called me straight from my page? Got directions straight from my page by clicking. All that stuff is on Instagram. Instagram and Facebook give you the tools for that.
Yeah.
It's free.
That's why it's a new day, man.
So when I go on there to look, and then it even shows me how many people I reached. So between August 26th and September 1st, I reached 12,685 people, right? And it even says that's plus 1,899 people since the previous week.
So it's giving you constantly updated.
It gives me constant updates week per week.
But that's what separates you from other young businesses, because unfortunately a lot of people aren't business minded. Like they're not checking the analytics. Got that early on.
But also to answer his question though, he said, how do you figure out what countries that is in your market? They also have an audience feature that says Detroit has most of, you know, my look, right? Okay. And then the next up, New York, Atlanta, Chicago. You know, so it shows.
You get your hit list pre-made for you already.
Yeah. So it shows you, and then it even says this countries: United States, United Arab Emirates, Poland, Morocco, and Martinique. Okay. So you can even see all of that stuff is right there. It even shows you the age range.
She had to hit you with the flex right quick.
It shows you the gender. So 76% of my customers are women. Okay. 24% are men. Okay. So I know if I want to do something, my flyers got to be pretty. My flyers got to be pretty so the women will like them, right?
Yeah. And that's, you know, so, I said, that's smart, man.
But I mean, that's shit that I just pulled up on my phone right now.
Right.
And that was no more than a minute.
No more than a minute. All that stuff is on there, and people don't realize the tools that are honestly handed to you. That's free shit. That Facebook and Instagram get. I don't have to pay for that service. That shit is on there.
So
look, all you got to do is look.
What you got to use that to market herself to several other states.
Yeah. And then I went and said I saw it. I'm like, okay, New York is next up. Like, okay, so Detroit has about 40%, and the other 60% is divided between these other cities that follow me. And these are people that follow me and engage in my shit that don't even buy stuff, right? All right, so who's next? New York? All right, New York, let me find where I can get me an Airbnb or a hotel that real quick. Okay, y'all, I'm going to be in Brooklyn for a week. What's up?
That's expanding.
Right, and now I'm selling.
And then, okay, I'm going to be in Brooklyn for this week. I'm taking pre-orders. You take pre-orders first, right?
That's the first step.
Take pre-orders with deposits, right? Yeah. Then I go out there, I make all that shit. I already got deposits, so I know I'm making my money. Because they've only put a portion down of what they're going to pay, right? Right. Got that portion, go get the rest when I get there. Yep.
So
because you never want to take 100% and they're like, oh, I don't know.
These are the same tactics and tools that these big corporations use that's available for you for free. Yeah. On the same platform.
But I'm going to be honest with y'all. I've had an entrepreneur mindset since I was young, obviously. But I even did DECA when I was in school, if y'all ever heard of that. I was the president of DECA in my high school.
You remember DECA?
Now, DECA is a business marketing program. Okay. in high school.
They run like the school stores and shit.
Yeah, I've heard
exactly.
About it.
So they give you the entrepreneur mindset. I had a merchandising marketing plan in January of 2011.
So, you know what I mean?
4 years before I even
17?
started. 4 years before I even started my business.
It makes sense.
I had a marketing plan, and DECA definitely helps you. DECA helps you.
But see what's so crazy?
That's a January 6th of 2011. I had a promotion plan because DECA gives you the tools to make different marketing plans. Back in 2011, I did a marketing plan for Forever 21. It was called the Forever Pink. Instead of Forever 21, you pick the store, right?
Okay.
And you made a marketing plan for them to help their sales go up. Mm-hmm. So my objective was helping the sales go up, helping customers come into the store while, you know, of course, because that's why you see certain stuff. I mean, you do kind of pull on people's heartstrings for certain stuff, which is why you see a lot of businesses doing, you know, like how you see Nike back in Colin.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's, I mean, not trying to be harsh, but it might still be some racist people in there.
But it's smart.
But they're working with, they're working what they got to work with.
Their sales increased 31% from that
exactly.
move. So shit.
And even with, and that's what people fail to realize.
But
As black people, we have a higher buying power. People see all these motherfuckers. Black people have a higher buying power. People think that these white people burn their Nikes. That don't mean shit. We the minority. We got the cheese. We got the fucking cheese.
But what's so crazy?
I could get into that shit.
Well, what's so crazy is look how long it took for them to come out. They sat back and they monitored.
No, but it wasn't about. No. Listen, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. It ain't about coming out. I was gonna say that. It ain't about coming out because you have to think. This been planned.
You're right.
They was waiting for basketball season to start.
Okay.
They was waiting for basketball season to start and then wait for the NFL about to come up. The football season about to start. They dropped the campaign. They started that shit last year.
Think about all the shit
They started that shit.
Wait a minute.
All the shit, exactly. All the shit that happened last season, they picked that nigga up. Why you think, listen, why you think Colin wasn't mad about him making no money? You would have seen that nigga. You would have seen him.
Wait a minute.
You would have seen him. You would have seen him mad about being broke, not making no money. He's been had cheese. They been paying that.
Let's back this up. He's actually been signing Nike since 2011, but they didn't drop him when all of this shit happened.
Right.
Not at all.
Now the part that we not addressing here, that we need to realize how much of a chess game Nike played is. Who else do they sponsor?
Nobody.
No, they do.
I'm talking about as far as football, not a lot of
LeBron got that whole.
No.
As far as football,
the whole NFL as a whole.
The entire NFL
as a whole.
But listen though, but just like they said, they said if the NFL has a problem with them, they're gonna reply, okay, what colors do you want this season?
Exactly.
Right. So that's,
because they have control.
The NFL got a contract with Nike.
But that's what I'm saying. So they play a fucking chess game because we know
they played a huge chess game because they don't sponsor many regular NFL players as just one person.
Yeah.
Now they do sponsor the whole NFL, but as one person,
they
don't sponsor just Brittany Gregory.
They only
sponsor of course not. But that's right.
Really.
But the point that I'm making here is they played this shit brilliantly. They said, you know what? We're gonna sell guns to both sides of this shit.
Exactly.
All of the people
because they're in like how many years? They're in a super long contract with Nike.
Right.
NFL is in a super. They can't even get out of it.
Yeah. Right. So they say all of the people that's protesting the NFL, we got you. We gonna support Cap.
Because we got them on lock anyway.
We got them on lock. And then all of the people that's for the NFL and that's against Colin Kaepernick, guess what? We got y'all too. Yeah. All of your player jerseys, guess what? That's Nike. Yeah. So, no, they getting money from both sides. Yeah. Nike just played it brilliantly.
Exactly.
It really worked in their favor.
Nike really
for sure.
played a real true chess game with this.
They did.
Shout out to the check mark, man.
Yeah. Nike not playing
with shit. Drake is about to get a bag too, man.
Yeah, I mean, but listen though, Drake just followed Chris Brown and Chris Brown followed him back, and then also last night Meek Mill was on stage with Drake. Yeah. I really want to know what Drake is planning, because for him to get cool with two guys that he know he's got to it with, the only person I can say that ain't gonna get back cool with Drake is Diddy, because Diddy smacked the fuck out that nigga a few years ago. But by him getting back cool with Chris Brown, they following each other. That's a big thing.
Man, just imagine
by him having Meek Mill.
You gotta remember, didn't Chris try and actually fight him and get his chin cut up or something? He threw a bottle.
In Miami.
I remember that some years back.
So I want to know. I want to know what Drake is planning. Drake gotta be playing something big. For him to get cool with Meek Mill and Chris Brown in the same week, I gotta know what he's playing. He's playing something, bro.
Hey, hold up. Imagine the music, and then imagine if they was on tour together.
Man.
Drake,
Chris Brown can't go out the country because he a felon, but I'm for sure he could do something in the States.
Yeah. Oh my God, man, that'd be crazy, man.
Hey, look, sidebar. Take a note of that. Chris Brown is a felon.
What happened?
Out of
Hold on.
16-year-old girls fell in love with.
Yeah. All right. You thought he just got community service for that shit?
Right. Talking about how he a felon. Fuck out of here.
No, because look,
he beat the shit out of America's Sweetheart.
No, but hold on.
And look, Rihanna not even making music anymore. That bitch making makeup like fuck y'all.
No, right. The reason why I asked is because I didn't know that he got like prosecuted for that. And then I didn't even know that was like a felony.
Yeah.
Nigga, got prosecuted and cooked for that.
Yeah, so domestic violence is a felony?
If it's to that stature, it depends on the stature of it.
You have to. The reason why
all cases are like that. Even how you get murder, manslaughter, it's all different categories to the topics that you're getting prosecuted for. You just gotta read up on the law, my nigga.
The reason why I'm asking is because like people get into it every day. In the hood, you know what I'm saying? I know people personally.
But niggas ain't calling the police.
No, they get a police call and it's never a felony. It's like they go to jail, boop, get out. So that's why I'm like, what? It's a felony?
But you have to think of people also. Remember what I told you earlier? Just like that girl came from me on Instagram because I got a couple followers. You think they didn't prosecute that nigga to the highest? Like, oh, we don't want to give him any type of leeway because he's who he is. Hell no, they gave that nigga the book.
And what's so crazy is
just because he's a superstar, really, because they got to prove a point.
Man, look, that whole situation wasn't what it was made out to look like, bro.
Man, look.
Rihanna was going crazy on him while he's driving.
She was beating on him, but you have to think honestly. Even me being a female, me being a female, they do not side with females as much as they side with. They do not side with men as much as they side with females.
Right. For sure.
Because I could beat the fuck out of a nigga. Yeah, if he hit me back and I got bruises and I go to the police, I'm gonna win. Exactly. Even though I beat his ass first, because honestly. From the story that was told, just like Khalees and Nas. We're going to put that on the same. We're going to put that on wax too.
Yeah,
Khalees and Nas.
I just saw that this morning.
Yeah, because just like Khalees and Nas, you have to look at the difference between that too. Women, like when Khalees put everything on an interview, she said, listen, I used to beat his ass. He would fight me back.
It's so crazy.
He would
like,
hit me. He would
just say that.
But you have to think too. But Nas being a narcissist and being a man, what he say? She's a hit. He never admitted to hitting her. Did you see his letter?
Yeah,
he never admitted to hitting her.
Because
he knows he's gonna come back.
Right. But not even that. But you have to see. But listen though. But you have to see. But you have to see. Men are a lot less honest about it too.
Right.
Because you don't want to look like a woman. Even though if me and you get into a fight today, of course they're gonna side with me. Oh, a man shouldn't hit a woman, blah blah. Even though I might have been the aggressor.
Right. You could have started it all.
When Khalees came out with her interview and said what she had to say, she was 100% honest. She said honestly, I used to be aggressive. I used to be doing this. I used to do that. We would fight, but then when Nas came out, he never admitted to it.
So would you say that's the downfall? That's his downfall in the situation?
That's definitely his downfall because Nas definitely wasn't as transparent as Khalees was.
Right. Okay.
She was very transparent. I made it hard. He wasn't doing this. He wasn't coming to see his son.
Now, wait a minute. No, I was just getting ready to say.
Listen, honestly, his transparency could have made people
not want to fuck with him.
Not want to fuck with him. His transparency could have made people. I'm trying to think of the word I'm trying to say, but I would have been more sympathetic with him if he would have been more transparent. Versus like when I heard Khalees' interview, she like, well shit, I used to hit him, he'd hit me back, or we used to fight. She didn't say he beat on me. She said we used to fight.
But see, now,
instead of Nas saying she hit me. If somebody could bring out their own demons and then also air you out versus someone that's putting you out, one person out and not admitting themselves, you have to look at that. Because a lot of people were like, oh, I believe Nas because he wouldn't have said anything or he's been quiet, blah, blah, blah. For someone that has a drinking problem and is a narcissist and isn't going to admit to hitting someone, how could you believe somebody like that? And that's not even. I mean, but honestly, right? But remember, Khalees said he was on tour doing what he wanted to do and wasn't fucking with the kid. Not his life has slowed down. He wants to come in. That's why she had to put him on child support because I've been taking care of this little nigga for however many years.
See, my whole thing is like, okay, you know what he does for a living. You knew what he did for a living when you got with him.
Okay, but you can't say but you can't say that. You can't say he knew because Khalees was the artist too, so you can't say that. Remember?
So they both know. She knew.
So they both know.
Right, but that's why I'm saying that's all the more reason for her not to be like, oh, you such and such. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because she was
also.
You're
on our side with this. Okay, I got you.
Right.
But I'm on both of their sides.
So,
honestly,
okay,
I'm on both of their sides. I'm seeing both sides because I'm a fair person, number one. But I'm also seeing both sides because when it comes to stuff like that, you have to be very honest about who you were in a situation.
Yeah.
So that's why I think.
So you're basically just saying Nas should have been.
I think it's right. I think because what I read about what Nas said in his 7-page post.
That shit was long.
Nas, but I read every part of it because I watched Khalees's whole hour or whatever interview. Okay, so I felt like I had to give Nas the same respect.
And I didn't even know that stemmed from an interview. I didn't even know.
Yeah, Khalees did an interview months ago with I don't know if you guys watch Love and Hip Hop or ever seen the stuff on Instagram. The light skinned guy, his name is Jason, gay guy. Jason.
I'm not a Love and Hip Hop.
I just see from Instagram, but he a chubby gay guy. His name is Jason. He interviewed Khalees. It was months ago, probably either early this year or late last year. Okay. And they did a whole interview, an hour and some change. And she said everything that she had to say. But the thing about Khalees that I liked was when Khalees said stuff, it was not putting down Nas. It was, I did this and he did this and I did this and he did this. Or he did this and I did this back or whatever. But with Nas,
it was just a victim.
It was just him being the victim. And I didn't like that because if I'm in a relationship and I know me and my dude fight or me and my dude have issues or I know I've been keeping the kid or I know I've been doing this or maybe I wasn't in the kid life a couple years first and then I tried to come back, you have to own up to those parts. Right. You cannot just make someone else seem like you seem like the victim and the other person seem like the aggressor. You have to sit and say because who in the fucking world is gonna believe that since we've been young, Khalees is the only one going crazy and you still stay with that bitch? You stayed with that bitch, you married that bitch, all that shit.
They was together for what, like 10 years?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. But how could you believe Nas's story saying that he was a victim for 10 years?
Yeah, no, because at some point...
And him being a hood nigga like he is? Come on now, you can't believe that. No. But you get what I'm saying. At some point, that's why you have to see both parts. Khalees was wrong as fuck, he was wrong as fuck. But I didn't like that Khalees admitted that he didn't.
Yeah, I feel that.
I don't like that. He didn't admit.
That's fair. Everybody
he didn't admit how he should have. And I definitely understand how frustrating it can be keeping your kid because what Nas did, he pulled the heartstrings of the people. She not letting me see my kid.
He played chess,
and you gotta think, how many niggas out there got child support that they mad about? I got child support. She want more money. But you get what I'm saying though? He knew how to pull people that he wanted to pull to make them be on his side. And I don't like that.
He should have been.
I don't like that. He should have been honest and he should have been more transparent. When you're transparent, people don't have a choice but to love you because they're like, regardless of what this person has to lose and how I may feel about them,
they was honest.
And they said what they did and how they felt, and I can't take that away from them because they were honest.
Right.
But when you get the
Eminem freestyle,
but when you get to the point where it's like, well, Pat did this and I was just crying, even though I know I was fighting Pat back. That don't make sense.
Yeah.
You got to be honest. Well, I was fighting them back and I did this and I did that. You have to be 100% honest. When you're not honest, and then it gets to the point where you've been lying to yourself for so long, you start lying to people.
Right. Yeah, you start believing it.
And that's sad. You can't believe your own lies. That's sad.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. We closing in on the end of the show though.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, we talked about what all these other people like to do.
Right.
What do you like to do in your spare time?
Other than travel, because I didn't see you travel the world, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Last week I was in Hawaii. The week before that I was in Jamaica.
Oh, shit.
Wow. This year alone I've been to Minnesota, so I went to Mall of America out in Minnesota. We got to see the Prince Museum, so that was super dope. Where Prince used to work at.
Because he's from Minnesota.
He's from Minnesota.
Yeah.
And he has an office where he used to work at. It's a building. And he has all of his, when I tell you the studio he used to work in, still in there, all the pianos and instruments, all of the guitars and outfits that he used.
It's in the Mall of America?
It's no. It's a separate institute. And they have all his outfits on display with shoes and guitars that he used. His cars that he drove are all in this. Like they turned his office into a museum.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So I got to see that out in Minnesota, as well as go to the Mall of America. And Minnesota also has something called the Juicy Lucy, which is a burger with cheese stuffed in the middle. middle. So it's melted cheese,
burger
so as you
with
bite into it.
cheese.
Juicy
So yeah,
Lucy.
Juicy Lucy.
Okay.
So that was dope. Went to
That
the Dominican
sounds good, too.
Republic.
Yeah.
It
Maybe I
was
was hungry.
they had good burgers out there. Went to the Dominican Republic. I've been to the Bahamas. I've been to Jamaica twice.
God.
And you know, I just really feel like the money that I make, I just want to put it back in.
Stamp some up.
Yeah, and I just encourage anybody out there that doesn't have a passport to go get one, because the money that people spend, and honestly, even me collecting shoes like I do, I spend money on what matters.
Yeah.
And being able to see different
That's really
cultures
dope.
and meet different people, try different
Yeah,
food,
man.
you become a whole different person. You know, I come home looking at stuff different.
Yeah.
You know, I come home trying new things and, you know, seeing a different type of currency that's in the world. And, you know, it's just different, you know. Going to cruises and going to resorts, meeting different people. Like, when I was in Jamaica, they only get paid a couple $100 our money a week. So that's
Wow.
about $800 a month. Could you imagine making $800 a month?
I don't know.
Can anybody
Does
in the US?
Does it even out though? Like, is their cost of living a little bit
Lower?
lower?
It gotta be.
They're in the slums out there.
Yeah.
You gotta drive through their hoods. They're not living like us.
Okay.
When you go to the Dominican Republic, the kids are out there asking for $1. Because a dollar, our money, is worth so much out there.
Yeah.
Shit is
So
crazy.
when you go to those different cities, it makes you appreciate your life, and it makes you appreciate America, even though America is shitty and our president is shitty.
I'll be broke.
You
I'll
know,
be passing out dollars.
you
like,
realize
get
a lot of
you get
stuff.
out.
They don't have iPhones out of the country.
No.
Like, you have people who are super rich.
It
that
just
have
makes
that.
you appreciative.
But when you go out of the country, when I'm in Jamaica, all the bartenders and people working at the resort,
Yeah.
they got no kids, the flip ones.
What?
That's what I had when I was in 7th grade.
Right.
Man, shit.
That's 2007.
Right.
11 years later.
Right.
11
Damn.
years later, I have an iPhone. 11 years ago is when I had the kind of phones
That's
that they have out there.
crazy, man.
So when you sit and you think and put that kind of stuff
And
into
that's big
perspective,
bossing out there.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, but you got to think, we going out there with cheese, like,
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
up?
yeah.
You feel me? So you definitely learn a lot of stuff, and you put a lot of stuff that you do on a day-to-day basis into perspective, because you're not living like that.
Right.
You're not living with the cheapest
You
phone
don't
that you
know
can.
how
You're not living with the cheapest phone that you can get at the
how good you
AT&T
got it.
Verizon store.
Right.
You're not living where you limit yourself to the amount of food. You can buy some food and say it's nasty and throw it away and go buy you some more food.
Right.
People are not like that out there.
We don't know how good we got it.
Yeah, you know, and being able to see that definitely helps you, even with my business. It makes me think, okay, well, I can't do stuff like this. Or I can't, you know, even the way you talk to people, you know.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of stuff that you would change about yourself, traveling more and meeting people that have less than. Going to the Dominican Republic and seeing a lady that makes cinnamon and vanilla, they have trees and she's pulling it off of, making coffee beans, making
Wow.
in front of our faces and showed us into our house. They got 6 people living in a house that's about as big as this room.
Wow. Yo, that's crazy.
So when you see stuff in perspective like that, it definitely makes you change who you are and how you treat people.
Man, I can't even imagine, man.
You can't. You definitely.
So,
Because like I said, I mean, even me making the money I make, I'm like, oh, like you go out there and you see
Right.
people and they got, it's 3, 4 kids, the husband, the wife, and the grandparents living all in the same house.
man. So before we get you up out of here, man, can you tell the people what you got going on? Tell them where they can find you. You know what I'm
You
saying?
can
Give them the
find me
information.
on Instagram at HerSouls. That's HerSoles.
Okay.
And for my business page, if you want to try any of the cakes or the desserts that people are raving about,
Oh, yeah.
you want to check me out at Jars of Perfection. That's JARSOF. F is in Frank. Perfection. PERFECTION. And that's no underscores and no dots because I'm the original.
I like how you did that with a little smoothness to it.
Yeah, people can't hear. They don't even take the wax out their ears.
What's the location that they can come get that
Again,
deal?
my location, I'm over on Southfield Road, right at 10.5 miles. So if you know the IHOP that's in Southfield, or the OHOP, that's in Southfield.
Okay.
So I'm right at 25820 in Southfield Road. That's between 10 and 11 mile. 11 mile being 696 in Southfield. And my suite is 208. Come and see me.
Come
Take
get
a
that
picture
deal,
of my
man.
sign. Come
I'm
say hi to me.
definitely
How long
coming.
is that deal going on?
My deal is going on just today. Buy
All
one,
right,
get one
today.
half off
I'm gonna
jars.
be there.
Well, we gonna have to, cause this
Make
is
sure
gonna
y'all
air
slide.
next
Y'all got about
week.
4
We have
hours
to go
left.
live,
Right.
Let somebody know.
Yeah,
Let the
yeah.
people know.
But y'all my people. Y'all need something, let me know. I'll get y'all together
For
today.
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
All right, yo, so Debo, what you got for the people? Where can they reach you at?
Reach me on all social media. Look, I felt like that was my stage. Meet me on all social media at Detroit Debo, man. All social media, Detroit Debo.
All right, Ed, what you got for the people? Anything going on?
Oh, man, you know, I'm just hustling, man. Just hustling, trying to bounce back from life, man. Life, you know, hitting me. But, shoot, man, you can hit me up on all social media, man. Chromatin Ed, man. Chromatin.
Yeah, put some lotion on that dry ass throat.
Good lotion.
Hey, man, look, but no, you can hit me up on social media at Chromatin_Ed. You know, if you need a fire video, hit me up, man. I could produce a really well-made story for you. Chromatin Productions.
And as always, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MFNGen. You can follow the Unwrapped Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. You know what I'm saying? This has been another episode 8 of the Unwrapped, and we out.
Peace.
Yo.
Peace.